Hey yo, this Ty Rich with Bite Podcast. And today I got my homie Terry with North Carolina Pressers on. And we're gonna talk dogs. To all my viewers, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe on the channel. Bite. What's good, Terry?
What's good, my G?
Ain't nothing, man. You already know, man. Hey, it's a pleasure to have you on the platform today, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a pleasure to be thought about.
Yeah. I hit them monsters in the back, man. I hit them yard guards in the back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Out here on the porch enjoying this Carolina weather.
Okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna get right into it, man. I got a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? You the first presser canary breeder on the platform, man. I know you mess with the Frenchies too, but I want to touch on that a little bit later. But I really want to dig deep into them pressers.
Yes, sir. Let's get to it.
All right, bet. Hey, what inspired you to become a presser breeder?
Well, man, just like the majority of everybody that started out breeding dogs, well, man, we started with the little pit bulls first. Um, Down our way, pit bulls had got banned on
Mm.
base. I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Um, yeah, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Camp Lejeune.
Hey, I was born in Camp Lejeune.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The home of them devil dogs.
Devil dog,
So
raw.
yeah, the military guys were my biggest customers at first, but when dogs got banned on base, that really kind of hurt my sales or whatever the case may be. So I was always been a defiant guy. So I said I'm gonna go to something that's bigger and better than a pit bull, and people don't know nothing about. It's not on anyone's ban list around here. So that's what led me to the Presa Canarians.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
actually, let me backtrack. First, when the pit bulls got banned, I wanted to go to something different, so I went to the English bull terriers. Actually,
The English Bull Terriers. Okay.
yeah, I had the English bull terriers, and I had a few of those, along with a few pit bulls. But the bull terriers wasn't giving me um, the satisfaction I was looking for when I pulled my dog out. When I pulled my dog out, I want everybody to be like, "That's a nice dog. That's a nice dog." Not saying the dog is ugly and things of that nature like that. So
Okay.
I really got to press a Canarian to start guarding those dogs while I was into it, and I just fell in love with the breed so much. I just went that route.
What so how long you been breeding the presses?
I've been breeding press Canarians probably about 12 years now.
Sheesh.
Yes,
Damn.
sir.
Okay. Can you tell us about the history of the presses, like where they from and what was their jobs?
The Presa Canario are from a small group of islands called the Canary Islands. The dogs were bred for garden livestock and garden property and the
Okay.
family.
Okay. What qualities do you look for in when you're breeding presses?
Well, the first thing that I like to focus on is I like to focus on the attitude of the dog. A lot of people think when they thinking about a Presbyterian, they just thinking about a big, mean, aggressive dog, but that's not what I look for. I look for balanced temperament. I look for a dog that can be good around kids, and I look for dogs that have enough confidence to do the job as well. So I don't want anything that's overly aggressive, and I'm definitely not breeding any curs either. Like all of my dogs come from the best of both worlds, meaning they're pretty dogs and they have drive.
Okay. Okay. Um, what are there any health concerns that are common in presses in the presser breed?
Well, a Presa Canarian is a large breed dog, and you have the same health concerns for them as you have in any other large breed dog. So far as like hip dysplasia, um, you want to check on hip dysplasia, and that's really it though.
Right.
These dogs really don't have a bunch of major health problems, and I don't have a bunch of health concerns about this breed of dog at all. To
Right.
be honest with you.
Yeah. I want to say maybe 8 years ago I had purchased my first big dog, a Cane Corso.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's what pretty much what we only had to worry about was hip dysplasia. Because I don't think a lot of people understand them dogs grow so fast.
Yeah, but
So they joints and all that type of stuff don't be developed yet, and they want to be hopping and jumping and
yeah,
doing all that
yeah,
stuff.
yes, sir. You got it. You got it. That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
right.
yeah. Because I think my dog, when I was started giving her commands, I was training her. I was training her like on hardwood floor. She ended up getting hygromas
Uh-huh.
from just being so large and plopping down. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir.
So I want to ask you about that. I know a lot of people also get those two dogs that we're talking about right now confused. The Presa and the Caney. What's the
Oh,
difference in those two?
okay. The difference between a Presa Canario and a Cane Corso, for one, it's the origins in which the dog was bred. The Presa Canarian comes from the Canary Islands. The Cane Corso comes from Italy. That's what they call the Italian Mastiff. I was always taught the Cane Corso was bred between a boxer and a Neo Mastiff.
Mm,
That's why when you look at a Cane Corso closely, and you look at a boxer, their body type is the same. If you look at a Cane Corso that's in fit condition, you look at their torso and you look at their head shape and their body shape, and you will see a boxer in it. That's why the dogs, like boxers, have a lot of problems with the cherry eye. That's like
mm-hmm.
genetic. And
Mm-hmm.
Cane Corsos have a problem with the cherry eye. Those are
Facts.
reasons why I decided not to deal with the Cane Corso. Don't get me wrong, Cane Corsos are nice, but they are only nice when they are coming from good breeders. Meaning, if I go get a Cane Corso, I'm not buying one for $2,000 or $3,000. I'm gonna go buy the best Cane Corso I can find, the best breeder that I can find. So therefore, I can have that type of Cane Corso that I'm looking for. Because I've seen Cane Corsos all around, and I'm not a fan of them at all. But that's because I don't think they come from good, reputable breeders. You know what I mean? People just get a dog and just say, "Oh, I got a dog," or "I got a dog," but that dog isn't what it's supposed to be. You know what I
Right.
mean? You just going off a name.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And the Presa, um,
Oh, and the Presa Canarian. I'm sorry about that. The Presa Canarian is made out of a dog called the Majoro.
mm,
That is a Majorto. I may be saying the name a little wrong, but that is a island dog from the Canary Islands. They bred that dog to a mastiff, and that's how they came up with Presa Canarians.
mm. Yeah, you just put me on to something there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just found that out a few years ago. That's what they were using. I got a dog named Diablo. He's 100% Arima Curto. He's about 8 years old. Um he is majorly influenced by that type of dog. He comes from the Remo Curto man himself. That's a guy that helped shape the breed to what it is today. A guy that has a lot of influence in the breed.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at my dog and you Google that Majoro dog,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he looks exactly like one of them.
Wow. Dang. So you got some direct descendant
Yes.
blood over there in the yard.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Dang, man, that's great right there. You just dropped a couple of jewels in that part right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Like, look, I just pulled it up right here
Mm-hmm.
on the other phone right here. This is
Okay.
what
Oh yeah, a Prero Majorio.
yeah.
Oh, right.
And they come from the
The
Spanish
Canary
bred from the
Islands.
Canary
Yep.
Islands,
Yep.
traditionally used as a cattle dog and a guard dog.
Yep.
These dogs right here, these dogs were fearless. Like this dog right here, this is a very ugly dog here. But I have a dog that looks something like this. He has a long, narrow snout. His tail is kind of short and furry. My
Uh-huh.
dog Diablo looks a little like this ugly dog here.
Wow. And they took that to a mastiff, and that's what created the presser.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Man, yeah, you just definitely schooled. I know you done schooled a couple people with that right there.
Yeah, yeah. See, a lot of people think they know dogs, but they really don't know. Hell, I've been having the dogs for 13, 12, 13 years, and I didn't even know. It's about 6 years ago. I didn't even know what I had.
Right. I
Hmm
heard you were saying what was that word you were saying? The guy who spearheaded the breed.
Emmanuel Curto.
Okay, so that's his. When you said, I heard you saying the
Arima Curto.
Arima
Yeah,
Curto. So
yeah,
that's the bloodline.
that's a very old school bloodline. That's Diablo's bloodline. Arima Curto is known for hard hitting um gang dog style pressers, I would say.
Right.
Because when people started bringing Presa Canarians, the people from the Spanish islands,
Hmm.
they split. Some people went to the Terrapin Islands. Some people went to the Coniferous Islands.
Hmm.
These people both took that dog, but they started breeding different dogs into it to get what they wanted. One part of the island focused on working. The other part of the island focused on looks.
Mm.
So that's why you have like two different types of Presa Canarians. Some people, what they call working style, they want a thin presser, a athletic presser. One that does a lot of bite work, one that's very athletic built.
Hmm.
Then you got some people that got Presa Canarians that's 175 pounds. It
Facts.
shouldn't be that big of a differential, you know, in the breed type. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But different people, like I said, focus on different things. So at the end of the day, it's like you're a scientist when you're a dog breeder. You
So
taking.
I don't mean to cut you off, brother. Um, what you saying? Basically, history throughout history, people they split and they had their own little thing for the dogs. In your yard, do you have parts of both of those dogs? Do you have the ones that you would
Yeah,
look that like you saying for the looks, and then do you have ones that's like the hard hittings?
yeah. I anything that comes off my male dog Diablo is definitely gonna be fire. He's old now, so I have his son, but I got his son a little more toned down.
Hmm.
Um, I don't have a need to have a bunch of aggressive dogs here.
Hmm.
A lot of people think they already aggressive enough, so I spend my time focusing on showing people the good side of the dogs.
Fact.
So long
Right.
as I got a couple of them that'll do what it do, I'm fine with that.
Is Diablo aggressive?
Yeah, very aggressive.
I had watched one of your lives when you had let some of the dogs out, and the big dogs in the back. I noticed they was the ones that stayed in the kennels.
Yeah, Diablo is very aggressive.
I said, yeah, you let the Frenchies out, you let some other dogs out. I said, yeah, them big drakes in the back, they must not be the ones to play with.
Yeah, because I keep Ghost on the outside. Ghost is a very big male. He's 175 pounds. Um, I had him imported from overseas from Serbia.
Mm, 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 mm,
Hmm
mm. Socializing. How do you socialize and train these puppies before you when you breed and before you let them go to their new homes? How do you go about that?
Okay, well, socialization starts very young. I have two kids myself. So we raise the dogs up here in our homes, um, right in our face. So we're very hands on. So they are definitely used to being touched, being handled. They're used to kids. Um, when they reach about 6 weeks old, we move them to the kennels. and from their point, we still continue our hand raising. You know, we deal with them all day long. We also, I breed French bulldogs as well. So they're just pretty much just brought up with all the dogs and just brought up with a bunch of love. You know, I take the dogs out on weekends to show them off to people and things like that. So they're just around a bunch of people all the time.
Okay. Okay. Um, I know we touched on the temperament a little bit, but I want to go a little deeper.
Mm.
The temperament of the presser. Um, what kind of family would be suited for this type of dog? I heard you say kids. Would that normally be a family? Like, do you
Yeah,
sell to a lot of families like that?
um, a Presa, a Presa Canario is a great dog. It's adaptable to any situation with the proper socialization and training. So what that means is pretty much you train your dog by your daily routine. You understand what I'm saying? Like you get this dog in the routine of doing what you want it to do. A Presa Canarian is a great family dog. A Presa Canarian is only a danger to strangers,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Right.
They are very devoted to the family. They are very good with kids. Anybody, I've never heard of a horror story about a Presa Canarian and a kid ever.
Right. What kind of exercises and activity requirements do these dogs require?
Well, if you live in a apartment or something like that, you know, of course you want to take your dog out on a few 10-minute walks a day or something like that just to stretch his legs or whatever the case may be. But there is no huge requirement of exercise these dogs need. Actually, the bigger your dog is, the lazier your dog is. So again, it would depend on what type of Presa Canarian you bought and what type of program you bought the dog from. If you bought a Presa Canarian from a guy that works his dogs and um, the mom is high energy and the dad is high energy, then that puppy, because when you breed, you hope to pass on traits from the mother and father. That's why you're breeding. So those puppies, you're hoping those puppies come out high energy. If you buy off someone like that, I would think a bigger size house just so the dog can roam the house with a
Hmm.
nice fenced in yard would do.
Facts. Um, Diet. Kind of diet do you would you recommend for a presser? Like kibble,
Well,
raw.
look, that's just all on the person.
Hmm.
I tell you, like I tell my customers, you get out of these dogs what you put into them. If you're looking to have one of those larger dogs, those dogs definitely have to eat to keep up that size. Raw is always better, but when you feed raw, you really need to do your um, research because it's not just meat. There's a lot of vegetables and other things that the dog need um, rather than just the meat. So you want to be careful with that. What I like to do, I feed my dogs a mixture of kibble and raw, just so I can make sure they're getting everything they need.
Right.
And the raw that I feed, you know, is eggs, chicken, and beef.
Right. What there are a lot of common misconceptions about this dog. Um, like you said, people think they're vicious, or they done heard stories. But also like you said, it's still the dog is kind of newer to the scene. I want to say in the last, I want to say like the last 5 or 10 years. Like before that, you never really heard nobody talking about pressers.
Okay, well, the common misconception of the breed, the most thing that people get wrong with the dog. They just think all these dogs bite, and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think these dogs are so large, and they're not. Um, a lot of people think that these are one owner dogs, meaning if you get this dog and you have to give it up, that you have to take it to a shelter because no one else could control this dog or no one else could handle the dog or the dog wouldn't like anybody but you and your family. That's not true.
Right.
Um, these dogs are big, they are powerful, but they are loving if they're taught to love. So far as strangers, they're supposed to be distrustful of strangers. That's in their DNA. Um, so far as guarding, they're supposed to guard. You know, these dogs have big, intimidating barks. Um, and hopefully your dog will be confident enough to ward off an intruder, you know. Um, and just because it's a big dog, that doesn't mean it bites. You know, a lot of these dogs need to be taught to bite, to be honest. Other than that, they're just barking.
Right. And it's funny.
I don't know
The
if I said that right, but
Yeah, but no, the interview I had before your interview, we were just talking about, man, how people more afraid of dogs than guns.
yeah,
You know, if somebody see that house and they seen you in and out that house with that big dog, they're gonna say, "Nah, that ain't the house right there, man. That ain't the
yeah,
one." You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? The gun got to be controlled by somebody. They be feeling like the dog gonna do his own thing. Little do they know, the dog can be controlled too. But a lot
right,
of times they like, nah, we ain't going over there. Especially when you got them big dogs, like you saying. When you go over that 100-pound mark, that's like a bear hitting you.
right.
So let me see. How do you choose the right homes for the puppies when you breed, like when you selling dogs?
Well, if you call me, I really base it off the conversation.
Okay.
Um, it's a lot of weirdos out here. It's a lot of people say a lot of crazy stuff.
Hmm.
Like, let's say if you call me and you say, "Hey, man, I want a dog that's gonna bite. I want a dog that's gonna just be crazy, man. I don't want my dog to be around nobody. I just want my dog to be in the house, just me." If you call and you sound like that, I'm not gonna sell the dog to you because you can have a potential monster on your hands. If you take a dog that's like this and you cage it up and you keep it away from everybody and doesn't have it socialized and you can't control this dog, or like like you messing with a monster. Or if someone calls and they say, "What's the cheapest you got a dog for?" and things like that. When people call and say stuff like that, I don't even feel like you are ready to take care of the dog. You are already looking for deals and don't even got the dog because you still got to take the dog to the vet. You still need to buy food, provide shelter for the dog. And if you already slacking on that end right there, then maybe this dog isn't fit for you. If you have too many dogs in your home and just going by your story, just filling the people out,
Right.
but most people be okay. But when you know those red flags are being raised, like people that may not be able to take care of the dog, or mainly somebody that's looking for a killer, you know I choose to
Right.
stray away from those people.
Right. If somebody is considering owning a presser, what kind of advice would you give?
Know who you buying from. Know who you buying from so you can know what you're buying. Like, it's the same thing like with a pit bull. Like, if your wife just brings home a pit bull, from the shelter or off the streets or whatever. Well, let's use the shelter. You
Mhm.
go to the shelter and they just rescued a pit bull from a fighting ring. And it's a nice, cute pit bull that have just been so lucky enough not to got in a fight. You take that dog home. and this dog grows up from 3 months to 6 months and it kill your neighbor's dog, you don't know why this loving dog just did that. That's because you bought a fighting dog and you don't know what you got.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think you're supposed to know what you're buying.
Right. No, I definitely feel you on that. Can you tell me about a particular memorable or rewarding experience you have had um, breeding these dogs?
Um, I had a man. His name is Kevin Patterson. Um, he bought a dog off of Diablo. He said, "Man, I need a dog that's gonna guard my family. I want one of them dogs off Diablo." He said, "I want first pick male, and I'm gonna send you your money now."
Mm,
The man sent the money for the dog. Um, Waited till the dog came of age. He bought a nice big black and white one. Took this dog home. Loved this dog. One day, he called me and he told me that his daughter was approached by somebody at in the park, and the dog scared the man away. He told me later on that day it was a young girl that was raped in that park.
wow.
And yeah, that was real good because at that moment I like, yeah, I told you. You know what I'm saying? I told you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I told you.
Right.
Yeah, so that was real. That was real rewarding for me to hear how the dog performed how it was supposed to.
Right. How do you stay up to date on like the latest development and practices when it comes to these dogs?
I really don't. I really
Okay.
don't even worry about what nobody else is doing. Um, I know my dogs. I know what I started with. I know what I have developed over here. So I'm breeding my line. Um, every so often, I will import a dog in um, from a hotline from overseas or something like that. But I bring that right on in to my line.
Right.
So I don't really worry about what nobody else doing. As
Right.
long as my dogs, as long as my product is trusted and proven, I'm okay with that.
Right. Can you describe your breeding program and what set it apart from others that do breed presses?
Well, I know for me, um, I'm a very honest breeder. Um, I've learned through my journey of breeding these dogs, you can do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and you can do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and nobody will ever know. So I'm really honest. The dogs that I've been breeding, the line of dogs that I've been breeding these dogs almost 13 years. And I've continued the lines because I will keep a dog off of every litter and just pretty much keep it going like that. Um, I took and I bought a dog, um, ended up coming from like Ray Gladiator Kennels. My boy Gunner, he was my first official Presa Canarian.
Hmm.
He was off some champion bred dogs, off of champion Robusto, champion Kingo. Then I bought a dog off of for Randy at D&G Kennels, off of champion Tarantino. He was the top one of the top press canarians in the United States for a few years in a row when I
Mm,
got into the business. I bought a female off of him, and that male Gunner, I bred them together. We kept all the females, and I went from there. So at that moment, I felt like um, if this male come from a top kennel, and this female comes out of one of the, off best dogs in the United States, then how can I go wrong? So I got pretty dogs with drive, and I put that together, and it worked.
right. I I get that you from this conversation that you really love these dogs.
Yes, sir.
Um, how do you handle the emotional aspects of breeding, such as dealing with a loss of a puppy or a dog?
Okay. Well, dealing with the loss of a puppy, that's pretty much the Mother Nature. You can't really control that, not unless it's some fault of your own. And at that point, you pretty sad because you know that you done messed that up. So you kind of kicking your own ass when it come
Right,
to that. So far as dealing with the loss of an adult, that's always a bit tougher because you done grew emotional attachment with this dog. You and this dog got a bond. You and this dog got a partnership. You take care of the dog take care of you.
right,
So, that's always a bit troubling.
right. What are some of the biggest challenges you have faced as a Presa breeder? Have it been any challenges?
People not knowing what a Presa Canarian is. Sometimes I think in my breeding career, I may have made a mistake so far as the money aspect of it because I chose pressers rather than bullies. Like I told you, I had those before. Um, I chose pressers instead of bullies because I like the dog more. And when it comes to selling this dog, a lot of people don't know what it is to even want it.
Mhm.
People think they are big pit bulls when they are nothing like that.
Right. Can you talk to me about the goals, the future? How what's the future North Carolina Pressers? What that look like?
Man, well, man, we doing bigger and better things every year, man. We breeding better dogs. I'm gonna keep supplying the world with these Presa Canarians. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing, but just go bigger, go harder with it. Um, Now my social media, because I haven't been big on social media. I've been doing all my dog selling off my website www.birddogbullets.com.
Mhm.
Um, I've been doing most of my selling off of that, but now I got this platform on social media. Um, I'm putting it out there more and more what it is. I get tons of emails daily, inboxes daily saying, man, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. And I didn't know that people were so misinformed about the dog and people that's never been informed about the dog.
Right. Right. Um yeah, let's go. Let's touch on these Frenchies for a little bit.
Okay.
How long you been breeding Frenchies?
I've been dibbling and dabbling with the Frenchies for about a total of 5 years.
Okay.
I'll
So
probably say about 4 years going on 5.
okay, and how has that been for you?
That is a roller coaster. Um, First, you buy these puppies and they always look like cute fat puppies, and then they
Mhm.
grow up. Then you see what you got.
Right.
Then you look around and you see what other people got. Then you end up not liking your dog because your dog don't look like this or your dog don't look like that. It's not that color,
Mhm.
So um, it's a roller coaster. More good than bad,
Mhm.
but it is a lot of up and downs in
Yeah.
that business.
Yeah.
You know.
My program is consists of nothing but Frenchies. So I definitely understand. I
Yes, sir.
definitely understand. I don't think people understand that Frenchies come in a variety of not just colors, but it's different Frenchies. Wherever you get your Frenchie from, that variation is just be different.
Right. I've been a firm believer of all Frenchies are not created equally.
Man, I just said that dog on one of the other episodes.
Yeah, because they're not.
Yeah, they're not. So,
Yeah,
um, I seen you had tries. I seen you had some Merles.
yeah. I got
Uh,
I've got about 5 adult Frenchies right now.
okay.
I got the chocolate try, the black try, the chocolate and tan. Um, I got the basic color fawn.
Mm-hmm.
I just produced some really good puppies though with what I got going on. I got some lilac and tans, chocolate and tans. Really, I throw every color.
Right. Is it a difference? I'm sure it is a difference of customers when going from like different aspects from Prussas to Frenchies.
Yes, sir. The people that's looking for French bulldogs, and it depends on what type of customer clientele you got as well, too. Like what different type of people looking for you. Um, like most of the time, I show people that my Frenchies are pretty tough. Um, like some people think you got to take a Frenchie and you have to baby it. You have to be so gentle with it. They have a lot of health conditions. They can't be outside,
Mhm.
things like that. Um, I like to say my dogs are all natural. My dogs run around. My dogs can be outside. I don't have any crazy skin conditions. My dogs can breathe.
Right.
Um,
You
shit.
letting the dog be a dog.
Yeah.
Right. A
Hey,
lot, like you said, a lot of people do. Do you see them carrying them the damn dog in the purse, the dog in a
yeah, man.
stroller, all type of stuff. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
man. I
saying?
had then got lost in my thoughts.
Yeah, no, you're right though. Like let the dog be a dog, man.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I definitely can contest to what you said too, man. It's definitely a roller coaster ride with these Frenchies, man.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's all about it's like who you trying to appeal to. You could be one of the guys that sell Frenchies and pull your money out and put your money on the table and things like that. But what type of people are gonna actually be intrigued about
mhm,
that? You know what
right.
I'm saying? That's why I don't do the money posting. I probably
Yeah.
did that like one time and I felt super cheesy. I mean, cause I don't know, maybe because I ain't holding up big stacks like this. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But
But
no, I feel you on that. That's crazy you said that because
yeah,
I
it depends on who looking at you. Like, cause like I don't really know like if I'm supposed to just say it like that, but certain type of people ain't buying no dog from you and
oh no,
you
you know you got to keep it 1,000 on this thing. You right.
like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the only
And
people that you appeal to like that is really like people in the streets. And I ain't
right.
really saying there's nothing wrong with people in the streets getting a car. Or I respect the hustle, you know what I'm saying, a whole hundred. But you're not about to get Miss Smith from up the road and Miss Martinez
Mhm. Mhm.
and Mr. Jones. They're not buying dogs from you if you holding up having fun with what they work for. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, you're right. That's funny you said that because I market my Frenchies in two different ways, and we just gonna keep it 1,000. I market my Frenchies the nigga way, and then I market that joint the straight and narrow way. You feel me?
Man,
Like
yeah. Man, I guess I
like
should have been just
two different ways, bro. Like
yeah,
I
you
got the
have.
cartoon logo. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna appeal to us. But then
Right,
I got the joint with the Frenchie all wrapped up in the baby blanket.
right,
And
right.
but it's the same exact dog. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So it's
So
all it's like this game right here with these Frenchies teach you if you really know how to hustle.
man, man. Hey man, if you don't know how to hustle, that the Frenchies ain't for you. The Frenchies game is not for you.
Right, because you got to know what to do.
Yeah, man.
You got to
Definitely.
know what to do and when to do it, and who
Definitely.
to say what to.
And that's funny, like even what you just said with the stacks of money. I didn't even I just had a litter with two litters right before Christmas. So I had like a total of 13 puppies. I didn't at first, I was just so excited. I was selling puppies. I was posting with the people. I had the people meeting the people with the puppy in their hand. This go
Uh,
around, I ain't even post nobody. Because I know
yeah,
it's people out here pocket watching, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And right, go ahead.
And depending on what city you from, them niggas watching too.
Yeah. No,
If the world
facts.
watching, you know they watching. So
Facts,
you gotta be
man.
careful.
Yeah, that Frenchie game that became dangerous, man.
Yeah,
I do, the name of the podcast is called Bite the Podcast, but I do Bite the Podcast news, man. And I just did a story on a older gentleman, man, from Carolina who just lost his life selling a French bulldog.
yeah. I think I seen that.
Yeah, man. So it ain't no joke out here, man.
Yeah,
So it's sad, but got to keep your head on the swivel out here, and in this day and age, man, everybody looking for a slice.
yeah.
So, hey, man, we coming up to the last question, man. With the presses and the Frenchies, what advice could you give to an up and coming breeder? No matter what they breeding, you've been in the game, you've been rocking for a minute. What advice can you say to them young breeders that's coming up?
Never doubt your product.
Mm,
People will buy pictures of toenails.
hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
People buy anything,
right.
anything. So have confidence in what you got. Show your stuff and put it out there. Set your price and live your life.
Mm, that's one. Set your price and live your life.
Yes,
So you
sir.
heard it. That's my man Terry, man, from North Carolina Presses. Hey, tell the people where they can reach you at. The website, the Instagram, wherever you want to tell them. Let them know where they can reach you at.
All right. Well, y'all can just look me right up on Instagram, North underscore Carolina underscore Presa Canarian. Hit me up. Line down.
No, go ahead. You can do it again. Do
Okay, okay,
it again.
okay.
Yeah.
My fault. All right. So, what you got to ask me again?
No, you go ahead. Go right into it.
Okay. Yeah, man. So y'all can just look me up on Instagram, North underscore Carolina underscore Press Canarian, or just hit my line 910-467-9978. With all our Press Canarians, it's 3K to play. Tap
Mm,
in. My location is Jacksonville, North Carolina. And today
facts.
is a great day to buy a pup.
You already know. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So, hey, man, I appreciate you once again for coming on the platform, man. It's a big honor, man. And
Yes, sir. I
you
appreciate
know,
it.
you you're a part of the Bite family now, man. We locked forever, man. This jank
Yes,
just
sir.
getting off the ground, but we plan on doing major things, man. And this is just gonna be a testament to everything K9. That's why I'm not just dealing with bullies. I'm not just dealing with Frenchies. I'm dealing with EBs. I came to you with the pressers. We got people. They got hunting poodles, all type of stuff, man. I'm just gonna, you know, just shed light on a bunch of stuff, man. I just want people to tell their story. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. No doubt. We're going to run these views up.
Definitely, bro. I appreciate you.